Hello, sports gamers, and welcome to another edition of the ECL Elite here in the winter season. My name is Sin, joined today by Mr. Endo Mills. Endo, how are you feeling? You ready to cast some games here with Sports Gamer?
I'm very excited. First day of casting, first day, brand new name, Sports Gamer. Can't wait to go, and I can't wait to get it done. A little bit nervous. You're gonna have to show me the ropes here a little bit, but I am very, very excited to get going today.
I mean, absolutely. We have some great matchups here. First one being between Djurgården and hREDS, and the next one a little bit later between IQ and Goons. These are all teams, most of them with playoff aspirations. Djurgården right now a little bit on the outside looking in, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the standings now to give you guys a full picture of what's going on. You can see there hREDS, the last remaining undefeated team there at the top of the standings. Färjestad not too far behind, and if you look there, we got IQ and Goons all on that left side of the bracket, which is where you want to be to make the playoffs. Djurgården right now at 14th on the outside looking in, but as we've seen, throughout the season so far, one good set of games can push you back into the standings.
100% agree. They are a brand new kind of team going through, so it is understandable they may be kind of finding the little ropes a little bit, figuring things out. But you never know what could happen. Every game's a new game, and they are up against hREDS, who are the defending champions, and they are very, very strong. But you never know. One quick bounce, one quick goal could change the tide, and Djurgården could go on top this game. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And as you do see, they do have a couple games in hand, as we saw from Roots Gaming in last week. They really gave kind of hREDS a run for their money at time, as a bit closer for comfort probably than hREDS would have preferred it definitely. So we'll see what they're going to do here against this Djurgården team. And you can guys get a look at what these teams are playing through with this new format. We have a winter season and a spring season here. You get a look at the prize pool, a total of 33,000 euro on the line. You can see the breakdown of how that's kind of going to be distributed as well. There will be a grand final, which kind of essentially for the largest of prize pools. You can say all the marbles, but you see the breakdown, everyone kind of getting at a piece of the action. So everything matters from season to season, across through championships, playoffs, everything kind of adds into each other. And it's really, going to be a race to the finish here. And as we'll look at today's matchup here, it is Djurgården and hREDS. The lineups here on screen will be, we have Strumpen, Mumsy, Amadi on the front end. On the back end, we have Dunk, Sveti, and between the pipes, Sorsa. For hREDS, Villapoika, Benito, and Nikki Dangles are the forward core. And on the back end, Domi, King of Apes. Between the pipes, FaZe, as always, has won some awards in his days. That is for sure. So this is going to be, as we said, a really, really interesting matchup here, kind of the top versus one of the bottom teams. We'll get a look at some of the individual matchups as well, starting off, as we always do, with the centers, and that's the battle between Mumsy and Benito here. And you can see quite a large discrepancy when it comes to the points. Endo, anything that you see on these stats that really jumps out to you?
Definitely so far. You can see why hREDS at the top with Benito with his way he's playing. He may have some giveaways, but he is able to make plays when it does matter. For Mumsy, has a little bit less giveaways, a little bit less takeaways, but you can see why one team's a top team, one team's still trying to figure it out, get into the bounces, and that's what I got.
Yeah, I mean, often with the centers, you sometimes see them getting a few less points here and there. But with Benito, I mean, he's got 20 points, which is technically lower than his other two forward counterparts. But when you have a center who can produce like he does, it's always going to be a big boon. And, sometimes we talk about the giveaways simply being, because they have the puck so much more chance to give it away and stuff. But we'll move along to the winger matchup now, where things get a little bit more interesting, and you see a tiny bit more production on the side of Djurgården when we have Strumpen there has 7 points, Amadi with 6 points total, so a bit closer, but they're still kind of below that coveted point per game mark. And on the flip side, their counterparts, Villapoika, Nikki Dangles, an incredible dynamic duo, 25 points and 21 points apiece. And what do you think Djurgården has to do to kind of be able to jumpstart their scoring here a bit against this team?
I think they're definitely gonna have to play as a team. You can see that their wingers have more of the points as opposed to their center. And I think they need to play off of that to get shots in, cycle the puck around as much as they can. I know hREDS does have the puck a lot more, but just try to get as much as opportunities as you can and make the best of whatever you have that's given to you at the moment.
Abs Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we're talking about wingers and going up against it. I mean, Strumpin right now playing with an injury. As we're going to get that on screen to you, we do have a permission to use this image from him, a broken arm. And I'm going to have to tell a bit of the story because this man is a real life superhero. Works at a school. A child is sledding down, going to crash into a tree. Strumpin jumps into action, stops him from crashing into a tree, and breaks his arm because of it. It's absolutely unreal, and he's been playing through this injury as well. Has taken off the plaster from the cast and is kind of just playing through the pain, claiming he's at about 40% capacity. So 7 points in 8 games played. You imagine this is probably one of the more prolific scorers if he's playing at that full capacity and has a chance to give to perhaps give the defense of hREDS fits. Endo, have you ever played with a hurt hand or arm?
Funny story about that. When I used to play hockey, I remember breaking my wrist skateboarding, and for my birthday, which was like 2 months later, I had a full like plaster cast, but not like one of the solid casts. And
Hmm.
I'm a goalie, so I figured I'm just gonna play in net, and so I had basically a giant blocker, and I was just playing
Oh.
through an whole entire game like that. It was a lot of fun. Uh, I wouldn't recommend it for everybody to do, but you can see Strumpin's doing exactly that.
Yeah, he's doing it. I had a broken finger once and tried to play NHL. Needless to say, it didn't go nearly as well as it's going for Strumpin yet. So again, the defensive hREDs will have to be on their toes, and that will lead us into the defensive matchups here between these two teams. As you get a look at Djurgården with Jungle Dunk and Sveti back there, 4 points and 3 points respectively for Domi and King of Apes. Again, both at that point per game mark, and to have defensemen there is kind of where you want to be. And I mean, certain stats can jump out, but I mean, both of these teams have defensemen who play relatively similar. It's just, again, it's that point discrepancy for Djurgården.
Definitely. It's what a difference teller between a team that's got their stuff together, a real composure, working together, and a team that's still trying to figure out what's going to fit and what's going to work properly with them. I hope to see a great matchup tonight with these two teams and can't wait to get it going.
Yeah, and I think Djurgården especially, maybe have to rely on probably not going to get a ton of zone time. Maybe some shots from the point, just try to set some stuff up, dirty kind of garbage goals. Try to get in to the heads of the opposing goalie, get bodies in front of him, which will lead us into that goaltender matchup here between Sorsa for Djurgården and of course FaZe for hREDS. As we will try to get that graphic on screen. There we go, beautiful. And I mean, to be honest, Sorsa on a team that is 2-4-2 to have an 82.7 save percentage is pretty massive so far. I mean, you can really tell he's doing his part on the back end, trying to give his team a chance to win every single game. And we always talk about it. Where you want to be is about that 80% save mark. That's considered average here in sixes. Playing on the flip side, FaZe with 2 shutouts to his name, 84.3, 1.1 goals against. I mean, Ento, what do you kind of make of this? For one guy with a perfect record to be going against someone else and only 2% that's actually separating their save percentage.
It's mind blowing, honestly. You can see Sorsa is definitely the backbone of that team and that organization over there with Djurgården. And you can tell that FaZe has definitely been keeping composed as well. 2 shutouts to his name, while Sorsa still has 0. Who knows? We could find one tonight. You never know. Highly unlikely, even though there's a high scoring, high effort team on hREDS. It's going to be a competitive game. We'll definitely see how it goes, and best of luck to both tenders.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you said it's hRED's the top scoring team right now, and we'll get a look at some of the latest results from around the league to give you guys an idea of games that are going on, things that are happening, sort of set the stage a little bit more here for today. As you can see, Havu Gaming, they're taking the 2 games off of Granite, who are beginning to fall down the standings a little bit after their hot start. And I Conquer Gaming getting the split with Northern Ascendancy again. Both teams kind of in the basement right now. But here's where it gets kind of interesting for me. Sawo taking those 2 games over ZSC Esports, who again, one of the newer one of the newer teams to this, and there is, some of the controversy. We talk about the server things, either the home ice advantage when it comes to the server discrepancy between Central and other stuff. And I mean, for me and Endo here in North America, we're a bit more used to the server discrepancy.
Yes, definitely. QC servers, aka the Northeastern North American servers, are the king, and that's where most of the player base is, unfortunately. Fingers crossed that there could be some innovations coming in the future to increase servers' capacities and to make servers more playable. So that way, hey, we would have an NA versus EU game on regular servers instead of having it to LAN. Who knows? The future is bright.
Yeah, absolutely. As we get ready, hopefully, to hop into the game really quick here. This is going to be big. It's a huge moment for Djurgården. Unfortunately, they have to try to make up points against the undefeated hREDS team, the top of the mountain, the defending champions, the team that looked near. I would even argue they were absolutely perfect in the finals against Philadelphia. Now Frölunda Esports. They played a phenomenal defensive game, and if you're struggling to score like Djurgården is, that can be a tall task to kind of go ahead. But sometimes you just get that little bit of being amped up when you know that you're taking on some of the top teams.
Definitely. A little adrenaline, a little prove yourself. You may be down, you don't want to go out without a fight. This could be surprisingly close, could be something a little bit more realistic to what the standings are. Again, it's hockey, it's virtual hockey. You never know. You could get an EA bounce, you could get a quick shot off of the net, like we saw yesterday with one of the games where a player just threw it behind the net when he just got the puck and it went in. Lucky
Yeah,
bounces. Who knows?
yeah, and sometimes, yeah, again, that kind of goes to just throw the puck on net. Good things that can happen here. So we'll have to kind of see what Djurgården's mentality is. Needless to say, they got to come out, with a chip on their shoulder. They got to come out sort of with nothing to lose here, because at this point in the season, they really don't. Playing the top team, especially, they really don't have anything to lose. So it's really going to be up to them to sort of, I think, try to set the tone, throw something at hREDS that they're simply maybe not going to be expecting. That being said, hREDS seem to be ready for just about everything, as we do have word the teams are now matched up. We will hop into the lobby here, and you can see the European meta at play. Playmakers, puck-moving defensemen. They love the puck possession. They love those elite edges here. Bit of a different look than it is to NA, right, Endo?
Definitely. I remember a few years ago when they announced that the puck moving defenseman was going to be a build in World of Show or eShow or whatever you call it. I decided to go with it, and people were looking at me weird. Then I found out recently when I met you and Tugi that it's the meta over in Europe. I'm like, I think I got a chip on my shoulder now.
Yeah, you feel a little bit vindicated at that point. You're doing something that isn't normally accepted in one region, then you find out that it's absolutely the norm in another region here, and definitely suits your play style a little bit here. As you do see the rebrand there, Sports Gamer GG. We did rebrand all the social media. You can still find all the information at nhlgamer.com for the ECL. And of course, we'd love to give a shout out to our sponsors here, Kovalan Lakritsi, Wilhelm, Xbill, and ST Hockey. Thank you very much for making this season what it is and helping it to, just be perhaps one of the biggest seasons and setups that we've ever had so far. And this matchup, hopefully going to be a very, very interesting one as hREDS look to try to maintain their perfect record so far. Djurgården looking to try to get out of the basement just a little bit. Okay, and I was kind of wondering if our feed was glitched out. We are still in a bit of a loading screen there, so a little bit of the EA syncing. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here. And here we are, puck drop just about to get underway. You can see hREDS there, the away team in the, well, you guessed it, the red, Djurgården in white, and we are underway. Dunk and Sveti back there, in between them. Passed up. They're going to look for a zone entry. Might be tough against this hREDS team. They're going to hang tough at that blue line here. See Benito leading it through. Tries the between the legs deke. Snuffed out there by Jungle Dunk. He gets it back. And they reset to Sveti. This is where it could get dangerous. hREDS on the pressure. Nice break out there. Unfortunately missing the pass. Won't go for icing. The forecheck coming out from Amadi. Unable to sort of force that turnover. Filipoika resets it back to his point man. Interesting play right there as he maybe had a buffered shot as he shot that in. Nonetheless, Amadi getting the zone entry. Nice poke over there to strike that one through. King of Apes has it over his defensive partner, Domi. Domi leading the rush, trying to send it over, but snuffed out by Strumpen. Hurt hand and all. making up plays out there to lead it up the left wing side. Resets back. Unfortunately for them, not able to gain the line. So very kind of a neutral zone battle taking place here. Both teams seemingly try to just gain their footing a bit. Filipoika has it down low. Sends it back behind the net. Back up top. One-time opportunity to looking for the deflection. Finds its way through. Sveti resetting it back to Djurgården. Djurgården trying to break out. A nice defensive skill stick from Filipoika to break that up. But Djurgården maintaining it, powering his way through to the zone. Can't actually make it through. Nicky Dangles over to Domi, who now leads the rush. Over to Filipoika to Nicky Dangles. Nice in-tight pass, but the body position from the Djurgården defender broke things up. A little dangerous here as you see that hREDS forecheck come into play. Nicky Dangles trying to force the turnover. Djurgården trying to break it out, but it's just a suffocating presence right now from hRED as Djurgården just struggling to get sort of just basic zone possession here as Benito dumps that one in. Passed up to Djurgården, who is leading the rush, was hoping that puck would catch him. He had to stop to get it, and that unfortunately slowed them down just enough for the back checkers of hREDS to catch up to the play. We are halfway through this period so far. Haven't seen a whole lot of sustained zone time for hREDS. Endu, what do you think it's going to take for one of these teams to break through?
It's going to take a big move like here. Someone's going to have to mess up, and someone's going to take a capitalize on it right here. It's going to be a very close game. Definitely, like you said before the game, they have nothing to lose and everything to gain right now. This is going to be a very, very close game, I think.
Domi over to Filipoika. Nice spin move off the boards, trying to maintain possession. Gets the poke off. Benito will chase it down. Misses the stick lift. Nice bumps there from Filipoika, who will receive the puck in a dangerous position. Trying for the one-time to Nicky Dangles. He does get the buffered shot away. Domi tried down low, hits off the leg of Benito, and it will be recovered by Djurgården. Up to Strumpen, who tries to power his way through, but King of Apes right in his face, breaking it up. A hit attempt right there from Amadi. Can't quite maintain their possession and get the...
Right there.
Yeah, absolutely huge body. And Nicky Dangles was on his back for a little bit. Amadi takes it in, but the suffocating defensive pressure so far from hREDS snuffing it out. They do get it in the zone. Back to the point. Shot on, looking for the deflection. Doesn't make it through. Benito get the stop. And nice poke there to get it out. Domi leads the rush. Nice step up by Sveti at the blue line. And Amadi resets. Beautiful pokes from Nicky Dangles. His two-way game just absolutely monstrous here as we see a one-time coming in from the point. That was King of Apes launching that one. Didn't quite make it through. Domi tries to look across to Benito. Domi still with the puck. Domi shoots it on, and it's turned aside by Sorsa. Decided to make some good saves early as we saw a stretch pass for Strumpen there. Just couldn't make it, and King of Apes was caught in going for a bump. So when he picked that puck up, he actually went into a slap shot animation. That could have turned ugly real quick there. And the net, Nicky Dangles sent out front to Domi. Shot doesn't get through. Good job of collapsing so far for Djurgården. Domi. Seconds tick down, looking for one more shot, an off-balance shot from King of Apes. Puck still bouncing around, one more opportunity, off-balance once again. And we will end the first period tied 0-0. I guess, it's a good method of survival there for Djurgården. They don't surrender a goal, still very much in this game.
Definitely. Very close game. Very few opportunities right there to capitalize, but when you take your chances, you got to keep it going. And so far, 0-0 game, everything's super nice, tight and knit. So far, you can see right now, 2 shots for hREDS, 0 shots for Djurgården. Hits in the favor of Djurgården. Usually, the team that hits less is the one that usually goes on and wins the game. Typically, you never know what could happen. You can see hREDS has that critical time on attack, 146 to 37 for Djurgården. Passing's up as well. Haven't won a face-off, but clearly they're showing that they still can dominate without winning the draws.
Absolutely, and it just goes to show you kind of how that pace of the period was, despite not too many chances. There's just the opening draw, 0 stoppages in play, which is a pretty rare occasion. But yeah, you said it with the hits. Usually the team who hits more can often lose because usually the team hitting more doesn't have the puck as much. So we'll see what Djurgården wants to do to try to get a bit more possession and hopefully establish some zone time here, get a shot on Ness, and try to test phase here. Not that they didn't attempt any, just good defense there as they try a little bit of a play. Perhaps Amadi expecting that pass as Strumpen was cutting across there. Bit of a miscue will lead to an offside here.
One thing I've definitely noticed from comparing the NA to the EU game is there's a lot more cycling, a lot more resets, and willing to group together, get back together. And ooh, we have a big hit here. That'll be a 5-minute major.
Wow. That is interesting. That will be King of Apes going to the box. I guess that would be a charge. Yes, it would be a charging there, and because the player got injured, that will be a 5-minute major. If there's ever a time for Djurgården to be able to get something going, it's right here on this power play, a 5-minute major. See if Mumsy can win the faceoffs, gets the tie-up, and now reset to the point. Djurgården to Sveti back. Oh, dangerous pass right there. Benito reads it, can't quite go away and get himself a breakaway opportunity. Reset back to Nicky Dangles, who will take his time with it and then send it all the way down. Sveti will chase it down, reset. Djurgården. Now they do have the 5-minute, but that will disappear quick, especially if you lose that zone once. It's hard to get it back. Trying to drop play right there, but Villapoika going with the bumps. Not enough space to make that happen. Djurgården
Definitely.
looking for the break-in right here and is able to send it in. Down low. Looking for the cycle plays. Amadi sends it back to Struman at the point. And they do keep it in right there. Good play by Djurgården, who rips a slap shot off the blocker and hits the top of the net as it goes over. Sent all the way down. Villapoika in a foot race, but will pull off as Sveti was going to get the step, and he's probably low on stamina due to the penalty kill.
Definitely. hREDS playing a line defense at the blue line to stop them from getting in. So far, it looks like it's working, preventing them from dumping the puck in as Strumpa gets the puck. Reset then again.
Yeah, unfortunate for them. It's so difficult to be able to gain that line once again, especially against a team like hREDS, who, as you said, are playing phenomenally at the line. A nice poke there will send Benito on. Partial breakaway here. Spin move. Can't quite get away. He gets the puck back. Looking down low, we'll just send it behind the net. No one there to receive it. But good thing he just got it down low. They're able to reset, get back in their defensive positions. 1 minute left on this power play. Another great poke at the line.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, interesting to see the goaltender playing that one. Playing with fire at times as a goaltender. When that puck just kind of goes to you, sometimes just have no choice but just try to send it up the ice or something. But what a surgical penalty kill here for hREDS. That's just one more rush opportunity. A bit surprised to not have seen any sort of real dump and chase action coming out from Djurgården there, but perhaps it's just not quite in their arsenal yet. So we are back to 5-on-5. Sveti back into the zone. Djurgården send it up to Strumpen. Strumpen can't break it in once again. The suffocating pressure of hREDS at the line as they look for their own break-in. That's Benito. Benito cutting in between the legs move. He loves that one. Tries to send it back to the point. Unfortunately, King of Apes had just kind of come off. Was thinking that play was going to go around the net. He was getting into his one-time position. So they look for another one. Nice quick pass over to Nicky Dangles for the break-in. Benito gets it down low. Back to King of Apes on the point. Looks for the shot, peels off. Benito can't really get to it. Looked like a slight miscue there, but doesn't matter. They still have the puck. Nicky Dangles behind, looks for that short side pass for the quick shot. It just bounces to Sorsa. He will get the cover.
Good freeze, good stoppage. Your team needs that definitely. Just to regroup after the 5-minute power play that went to squat, and we'll see what happens now.
Nice win off of the draw. I got to say, Djurgården right now doing a pretty good job on the draws, and it's kind of been a bit of a struggle for Benito, but it doesn't matter when you have four-checking pressure like that as Villapoika in a dangerous position, unable to get that shot away, and Sorsa will once again smother that to give his team a breather. The pressure from hREDS really starting to mount right now, and they can win this face-off here. Djurgården may be in some trouble, but once again, Mumsy proving his worth in the defensive end on that key draw. Dangerous pass, but
pass.
Absolutely, but you have trust in your defense to kind of make a quick play after that. It does work out right there, but I don't know how many times I would try that against this hREDS team. They look for the break-in. They do get it. Sveti, though, poked once again at the blue line. This hREDS team is just completely stifling any sort of break-in opportunities that Djurgården wants.
Definitely. They're just, you can tell one team's the top team. They're taking their time. You don't want to say playing with their food because it's a very even game, but you can tell there's definitely a level of respect and a level of competitiveness in these two teams right now.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot kind of on the line, even through the regular season. Only 5-week condensed season right there. As you see the forecheck coming out, Villapoika, nice recovery there from Djurgården to not allow Villapoika to get that shot off. So, as much as their struggles have been on offense so far, Djurgården being able to establish anything on defense, they're doing a great job of not allowing hREDS to get those shots away in those really high percentage scoring areas. It's Benito battling it out, does get the puck back. Domi, back low to Benito. Domi over to nice read right there from Strumpen. Strumpen on a breakaway, self-sauce, back and scores! on FaZe, Strumpin on the breakaway, Djurgården taking the 1-0 lead.
Absolutely beautiful play from Strumpin right there. Comes through, goes in the backhand. A typical EA left, right, left goal. Perfect. And Djurgården are now up 1-0 against hREDS with just 2 minutes left to go in the period.
What a shocking turn of events as they are able to turn that good defense in their zone into offense there. The play read by Strumpin there. And again, we're just going to keep pointing out with his hurt hand and all able to pull that one off, keeping it simple with the moves. But as you say, sometimes simplicity is the best part as Villapoika looking for a quick response there. Gets a shot on Sorsa right there to block it away. We're going to see hREDS getting even more aggressive now. They don't feel like they should be down against this Djurgården team. So we'll see what they do with it. Nice poke at the line. Sveti back there will get the puck. Got to be careful with it as he had two hREDS player collapsing around him. Strumpin on the left wing side trying to sauce it over. Doesn't get through. Domi clears it out, takes a slap shot, intentional or not, it hits Sveti right there, so maybe setting the tone for this third period coming up, but I didn't expect to see this scoreline at the end of the two. Djurgården 1, hREDS 0.
I guess the beginning of the game, anything can happen, one single bounce, you got to capitalize on your moments that you have right there. You can tell right there, Sveti with the... Strumpin, sorry, with the helmet, signifying he's the top scorer for his team, which is a beautiful touch, which I hope goes into the NA game as well, because it's this little accent to give players more creativity and more emphasis on being their top dogs over there. You can tell at the end of the second period right now, 4 shots for hREDS, 2 for Djurgården. Again, sometimes teams that score less, sometimes teams that shoot less are the ones that win. That's just typical EA fashion. But this one was definitely a hard working goal as he comes and goes backhand and puts it right behind the pad.
Yeah, that's a tough one there for FaZe, as he didn't necessarily make a bad read on that, tried to adjust, but sometimes with that lateral movement, it's just the skater's able to just get that little bit of time and space, and that's why breakaways can be so dangerous. To see a lot of goaltenders opting for that flying poke check. Not in that case here, and hREDS have some work to do here in this third period to not only get this game even, but just to put themselves in a position to win. They need one just to tie it up. King of Apes sent over to Benito, and unfortunately for him, couldn't quite backtrack right there. It does bring the puck across the line, which will lead to an offside, and after no whistles in the first, every single whistle here feels like the game's slowing down immensely.
Definitely. hREDS are trying to compose themselves a little bit to organize and regroup and get right back into the game.
Strumpin, the goal scorer for Djurgården, turns it over right there, but Villapoika, unfortunately, his partner over there in Nicky Dangles didn't quite tag up in time. Otherwise, that would have been a nice little zone entry for them, but that being said, they may have to be the ones making different adjustments, because Djurgården, while they aren't exactly holding the line like hREDS have, their defensive zone play has been absolutely stifling. They seem to have done their homework. They're watching film. They know what hREDS want to do with their passing plays. There's a lot of those one-timers in the low slot. Not as many in the high slot, though. That is in their arsenal. They know once that puck goes back to the point to get into those shooting lanes, as Domi and King of Apes, both very prolific scorers, both love to rip that puck on net. And so far, so good as Villapoika in on the forecheck, forces that turnover, tries to go out front to Nicky Dangles. But once again, Jungle Dunk right in there to disrupt that pass. Domi for the break-in over to King of Apes. Quick pass off to Villapoika. Spin around the defenseman. Sveti out front. Doesn't quite go, but King of Apes will keep it in. King of Apes sauces it down low to Nicky Dangles. Back up to King of Apes. Will avoid the poke check. Nicky Dangles to the middle. Benito. Benito looking for that pass through. Nice collapse coming out from Djurgården. They switch up top. 4 men low for hREDS. You can see the desperation to score right there. They send it in front. Can't retain possession. Sauced around, but King of Apes right back in there. Play defense. Domi up to Nicky Dangles, back to Villapoika. It's so tough to stop this team from gaining the line, but once they do, good job so far from Djurgården as a shot comes through, hits some bodies, looks like it changed direction a bit, and Sorsa still got his blocker or his pad on that. A close call right there, but that's what happens when you don't overslide. Huge save.
Definitely big save from Sorsa. Having to put a lot of work in here today to make sure this team stays on top and keep that 1-0 lead, because you never know if they could get another one right here. Big block from Strumpin. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. King of Apes loves those D to D one-timers or the cross-ice winger to D one-timers. And again, Djurgården's been sniffing those out all game, not allowing those to go through as we approach the midway point of this third period. Djurgården is still nursing a 1-0 lead here as a spin move from Mumsy doesn't work out. Nicky Dangles with a one-on-one opportunity. We'll see what he does here. A little bit of L skating, drops it back to Domi, who fails to get around. Djurgården will try to break that out. Sauce around. Nice play right there. Didn't quite go through. He tries to step up on it. Sveti, what a chop right there from Nicky Dangles. We'll have it. Looking for the wraparound. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Behind the back play, and Villapoica will score. Failed to get it to Benito. Gets it on the hop and puts it by Sorsa. We have a tie game.
A lot of big passes right there behind the net. Big passes left, right, and it's the two leading goal scorers on each team, both getting on the board, showing them that they are the leaders and they are the top guys on there by being able to put the puck in the back of the net whenever their team needs it. This is a big goal for hREDS. 0-0 score essentially. New game. Next goal wins. Let's see how it goes.
Absolutely could be next goal wins the way this game has played out so far as hREDS get possession off of that draw. They're going to look to strike again, though. Nicky Dangles gets that one in. King of Apes almost turns it over right there, but keeps it down low. Nicky Dangles, not quite the man he was looking for, but they still maintain possession. Interesting pass right there. Almost kind of banks in off of Source's pad right there. I mean, again, you keep sending those pucks and bodies to the net. You never know what can happen here as we have another offensive zone face-off for hREDS. If Benito can win this one to sustain that pressure, it could start to get very interesting for Djurgården as they pass it over and intercepted by Djurgården. Again, in great position to pick that one off. Sveti breaks it out, but unfortunately Amadi can't go too much further with it. Domi has it. hREDS looking for the break-in. A nice read right there from Amadi, so making up for turning that puck over in the neutral. Blocks hREDS from gaining the line right there. Slows down their assault. 6:44 left here in the third.
One of the things I'm seeing so far is when they play defenses, they'll play 4 on the line and 1 on the back in case they decide to dump it in, which is a really good trap. And so far it's working out well for Djurgården.
Yeah, sometimes you do give up, as we see the blue line. But yeah, you said, I mean, the dump and chase, you kind of eliminate that. And with the speed of the wingers, that's a very good thing to do here for hREDS. And with their collapse, they've done a great job of sort of blocking them once they do enter the zone so far. But it is still a tie game. And you got to feel it's hREDS' advantage right now with the amount of chances they're getting. King of Apes, what a saucer pass over to Villapoica. Doesn't quite go through his Domi. Back to Villapoica. Quick pass out front. Blink and you miss it. But broken out now for Djurgården. Djurgården breaking that one in. A battle right there. That was Benito covering for the defenseman, but it got back by Amadi. Amadi looking for the pass to the slot, perhaps. Goes back to the point, back down low to Amadi. Down low around the net. He tries to send it out front for a quick shorthand chance. Strumpin just can't get it. We're back going the other way. hREDS. Villapoica brings it into Benito. Benito looking for that between the legs move, I think. Doesn't quite get it off. He was bodied a little bit. Sveti tries to sauce up the boards. Nicky Dangles breaks it up. Amadi trying to maybe pass it back to the defensemen who were both up the ice. Dangerous play right there as hREDS are in on the forecheck, but Strumpin slowing things down, taking his time with it, sending it up. They do get it out of their zone, and a pass dump in, we'll call that one. Nice job right there. Unfortunate, unable to get it. That was Djurgården in there on the forecheck. And Amadi have it in his own end. Nice pass up to Strumpin. Strumpin, and unfortunately hit at the line was Sveti and went over it, so that will be an offside. 34.6 here left in the third.
Personally, if I was Djurgården, I would be willing to push this into overtime so you at least get the point, and that way it becomes real. Next game, next goal wins scenario.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're definitely going to try to do that, but definitely don't want to turtle up defensively either, especially against a team like hREDS. So they're probably going to, still look to push the advantage when they do have it. A nice break in there for Villapoica around the net to Nicky Dangles. Nicky Dangles, a nice collapse now for Djurgården, not wanting to allow those high danger chances to go through. A nice pick right there from Amadi. Does get it out of the zone. He skates it through. Broken 2-on-1 developing. Saucer pass over. Can't quite get the stick on it right there. That could have been dangerous. That was Strumpin on the doorstep. And that could have been a dagger late in the third period. A nice bit of counterattacking from Djurgården right there, but they're unable to capitalize. And this game is headed to overtime. Oh, it actually looked like he did actually get a piece of that shot.
Yeah, rightfully so. Play of the period right there as a game saver. The score on the screen says 1-0, but we know it is 1-1 tied going into overtime, where it's Next goal wins. Golden goal. We can't wait to see it. And so far, it's been an entertaining match. Shot differential is 6-3. Again, 1-1 tie still. As right now, we're going to see a little replay into a goal here. Let's go tick, tack, and toe. Nice and slow.
Yeah, with all the bounces. Yeah, eventually there's 2 games of tic-tac-toe. One a bit slower, one a bit quicker right there. But again, that's the advantage of that down low cycle, isn't it? The quick passes can lead to bounces out front. Same thing with point shots occasionally. But again, credit to Djurgården who have been snuffing those out so far. However, it's the time on attack really an advantage for hREDS. But as you can see, only the 6 registered shots. So Djurgården doing a good job of limiting any opportunities. Villapoika sending it back to Nicky Dangles. King of Apes back down low to Nicky Dangles. Nice passing there. They're looking for Benito testing that short side, seeing if he could catch Sorsa, readying himself for the one-timer, but he had to trust in his defenseman right there and didn't move off that post and gloved it down.
Yeah, true sign of a good goaltender is when they can stay on their short side and not budge. Good trust in your D-man as well.
Shot attempt there from Domi, blocked once again from Amade. I don't know how many times I've said that Strumpen or Amade have blocked the shot, but they've done it quite a bit here from the point, and good on hREDS. They keep trying to put it through. Again, sometimes if things work, you got it, or if things aren't working, you got to still try them because it at least keeps that defense honest. They have to, go back up top. That can open things up back down low. It's King of Apes looking for the break-in. Gets poked off. Domi will reset. Over to Villapoika, back to King of Apes. King of Apes trying to feed it up the middle to Benito. The dump opportunity doesn't quite get out here. This could be dangerous. Villapoika, and then went to Benito. He couldn't quite get the handle on it. Breaking it out. Another great poke. Nicky Dangles recovering the puck. Sveti, dangerous pass. Villapoika has it. Nicky Dangles now to Benito. Villapoika, overtime winner. That's a goal for hREDS. They win this first game 2-1. What a play. The pressure from the forecheck getting to Djurgården, and that spells their doom.
Definitely a big goal right there to take it. Big comeback, and they stay undefeated. There we get another replay of the goal by Villapoika, and we'll see it go through. Bing, and 1T in the slot. No one covering him. Bing, bang. That is dinner, and they take game 1.
Yeah, and that is just a bit unfortunate, but obviously unfortunate for Djurgården. They do come up with the point, which is absolutely massive. They had a lead against hREDS for a large portion of that game, so to get a point out of a game like that where they were on paper as outplayed technically as they were during the time and attack. Again, I still love their defensive presence. They limited hREDS so much, but you can only do that for so long, as we saw right there, the prime opportunity with that pass through the slot and the one time there. And we did see from chat the prediction of the game winner, 98% in favor of hREDS. Very close. The 2% almost came out on top. So guys, do not lose faith in that Djurgården squad, as this one was extremely close. They really gave hREDS a run for their money.
Definitely. And you can get another replay of the, I guess we're going back to the first goal here.
Yeah, the
from
game-tying goal, yeah.
Yeah. Get a review between the legs of the Djurgården defenseman. Shot on net, just put it on at that point whenever you can. You're spamming the right trigger to put the right stick to smack that in the back of the net as much as you can.
I can't believe this pinball. That's a stick, I think 2 feet, and then a 3rd foot to get possession. And then I think off the post, then off the pad. Oh, goodness. What the? Yeah. What? Okay.
Like I said, you put it on net. EA logic, EA everything.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things happen like that. So Djurgården perhaps not super happy about how that all played out. But again, that's what happens sometimes with the bounces here. That's why you get those pucks and bodies to the net right there. I'm just going to have to credit them again, though. They play phenomenal defense against the #1 team here, against the top offensive team. And as well, as you might expect, hREDS also the top defensive team, which you could see there, as they simply were not allowing Djurgården to establish themselves in the zone. The play that was made by Strumpen, though, for that lone goal was absolutely massive. And again, that's what helped give Djurgården the points, and huge plays by him. He's going to have to come up with a couple more here in this second game. But we're taking a quick break here to toss it to our sponsors of ECL Elite. So don't go anywhere, and we'll set the stage here for game number 2.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Lähdetään haastamaan yhdellä yhtä vastaan. Loistava nälkäisen pelaajan ratkaisu, ohi mennään. Luukulla ollaan valmiina. Ja sitten katsotaan, kaikki kestää. Vanhanaikaisella kiekkolapaan, ilmaveivi, klassikko, maali! Wilhelm vei todella komeasti nakkikioskille. Wernerin nakki on loistava vahvistus Wilhelm joukkueelle.
Just like that, we are back here. Gonna set the stage between the two games, between Djurgården and hREDS. And I gotta say, Endo, that first game threw me for a loop right there, as close as it was on the scoreboard. I mean, hREDS seemingly getting the majority of the time on attack, but the defensive Djurgården was as stifling as theirs was at times, and they really prevented them from getting all the high percentage looks that they wanted. Do you think that they're going to be able to do that also in game number 2, or will hREDS be able to make the adjustments necessary to really start to pour it on?
I think they're gonna come up with the exact same energy, exact same gameplay, exact same organization that they had in this game. So far it worked. I don't think they need to change anything whatsoever. You brought the #1 team, undefeated championship team, to overtime. You're gonna stick with what works, definitely. You don't want to rewrite the wheel when it already is working very well in your favor. Definitely a big game from their goaltender Sorsa. Absolutely phenomenal gameplay. The carrier team essentially to get into overtime, but unfortunately they let up the goal at the end over there. I think his pad caught a little bit on the post, and I feel like if he was a little bit more up, he could have maybe gotten that. Who knows? We'll never know. Unfortunately, game ended 2-1 for hREDS, but there's always game 2 and there's always a future. So can't wait to get ready for this next game coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking of game 2, I think we're going to be getting into it pretty quickly here. These two teams eager, ready to go, and I don't blame them. As tight as that first game was, you got to be amped up after that. Both these teams, especially, obviously, hREDS getting that win, and Djurgården, making it as really as close as it was. It's incredibly impressive for them. A huge point for them. Although they don't get the win, of course, it's, again, a point is a point at the end of the day. And imagine if they were able to kind of take this game off hREDS to get 3 out of 4 points off of them. Pretty much unheard of. And they would hand hREDS their first loss, but that's going to be a taller task. Much easier said than done.
Yeah, definitely a big statement for them to show that we may be at the bottom of the standings, but we're not going to go out without a fight. Definitely a big prove-it moment for this team. A young team, again, and figuring things out, and definitely with their star player, Strumpen, injured at the moment. And you talked about earlier on the game itself how he was blocking shots and blocking effort for hREDS to get into the zone. Both on and off the ice, he is a saver, that's for sure.
Absolutely, as you caught on screen right there, the other matchup here coming up between Goons and IQ in just a little bit. That will be after here, but we have puck drop here for game number 2 between Djurgården and hREDS there, as Djurgården now in their home colors, that dark blue and red, I believe, and then hREDS, of course, in the white and red. Benito, the corner boards, drop pass there to Domi and Villapoica, trying to break it in there. It's Mumsy looking to even break it out. Amadi down the wing side, gets bumped off the puck, and Mumsy just can't, unfortunately, get that pickup right there. Villapoica down low. Goodness gracious. Sorsa sliding the wrong way if that puck had gone over to Nicky Dangles as they intended, but a nice block. Pass up to Amadi. Bring it in slowly. Has a pass across. Unfortunate for them. The back checkers caught up right there. Strumpen was streaking towards the net. It was a very small window to try to get that pass across, and he couldn't quite make it happen. Back down low as the puck goes flying through the slot, picked up by Strumpen, who will break it in. Down low to Mumsy, looking down low once again to Amity, but snuffed out by hREDS. Benito over to Nicky Dangles. Nicky Dangles down low with the puck back. Oh, nice little give and go right there between him and Benito. The shot on, turned aside, but here come the forechecking pressure. Benito pokes it through. Villapoica gets that one off the boards. Nice little self-pass, intentional or not, looked nice. King of Apes looking to pressure. Picked up by Djurgården. They gotta be careful on these breakouts because hREDS, they're just pressuring at all turns here. Out front right there, Mumsy with a chance on the doorstep, turned aside by FaZe, who never, ever seems to be phased, no matter how many shots he has faced in the game or not. Always ready to turn a big chance aside, and they don't get much bigger than that for Djurgården.
Definitely big plays here. FaZe unfazed. and keeps this game a tied game. Big opportunity right there in front.
Nicky Dangles has it down low, looking for the slot opportunity to King of Apes. Shot on, bounces off a body wide. Benito trying to just bowl his way to the net from the corner boards there. Can't come up with it. Nicky Dangles back to Domi. Domi circles around, gets bumped off the puck. Amity now with a chance, one-on-one with King of Apes between the legs, and the follow-up opportunity. Strumpin can't quite get a stick on it there as it was just sort of hanging out in front of the net there, but he will pass it back to Djurgården, who gets the shot on, deflected by Amity, turned aside, I think, by FaZe. I didn't hear the sound of the post, so I'm going to give him credit with a blocker save right there. Vilipoika to Domi, across, a couple whacks out of Nicky Dangles, puck still loose, and it goes in, but it's being waved off. There looked like a lot of contact right there with the goaltender, but you never quite know what'll happen. It could go either way. Maybe they're looking at a kick, as it did look like it went off his feet. We'll have to defer to the referees in this situation, and it will be called back. No goal right there, either for goaltender interference or otherwise, but just a great play to kind of bolt towards the net, and Djurgården perhaps dodging a bit of a bullet right there.
Definitely, I think it was the right call in that situation. There's a lot of contact in front. We know EA sometimes is questionable on those, but then again, it's a game. Why you have to be mad?
Exactly.
It's only a game.
Breeze Galov, long live Breeze. Back there, King of Apes will reset with it. Sent up to Nicky Dangles. Nicky Dangles to Benito, quick pass. They do get the break in. Benito on the corner board, sent all the way back. King of Apes over to Domi, back down low to Vilipoika. Don't quite connect on it, but Nicky Dangles there to retrieve it. Nice couple quick passes. Domi on the one-time look, once again blocked by a winger. I believe that was Amity that time. Back to the point. Oh, the shot on from King of Apes goes wide. It's a quick pass, and Benito got a shot on. I believe that one went wide. But here comes Sveti for Djurgården. Draws the trip right there. We will see a power play coming out. Yeah, we will right now as they do get the touches. He was still getting up after that trip right there.
And believe it or not, this is the second power play of 2 games so far. First, we had the first was a charging, was a 5-minute major, and now we have a tripping 2 call. Again, on hREDS, so far, Djurgården hasn't given up a penalty whatsoever. We'll see how it goes with this power play.
Yes, they try to get set up. Hopefully some better luck than they had on that long 5-minute one. They need to put pressure there. You know, they just kind of killed a few precious seconds as they were looking for the dump immediately as they were resetting. 1:30 gone already. Another great poke at the blue line. I mean, even with 4 skaters, hREDS is just absolutely suffocating here at the line. Fortunate for Strumpin right there as he bobbled the pass. Otherwise, he might have been able to get that one in clean. I'm still wondering if we're going to see Djurgården just break out the dump and chase at times. I feel like it's very, a lot stronger here in NHL 22. We've been seeing more European teams utilizing it. Not so much from Djurgården yet. It's a nice pass and goes to Sveti. Mumsy sending over to Djurgården. Tries to go down low right there. Will retrieve the puck. Sends it back, however. Sveti, though, on the boards instead of near the center. So they will self-inflicted dump right there. And we'll have one more rush here on this power play opportunity.
Oh, good
Mumsy.
play right there.
That was a great play at the blue line to kind of disrupt things. They were able to get it back, and they're going to go for the rush. They know their man's coming out of the box. Benito, area sauce over. King of Apes gets it. Benito looking out front. Puck still bouncing. Vilipoika retrieves it. Tried to send it out front for Nicky Dangles, and that one will just clear the zone. But King of Apes, a sweet bit of L skating right there. Vilipoika, blocked shot once again. Djurgården continuing to get in those shooting lanes here to stop hREDS a lot of times from what they're trying to do. So, I mean, so far, still so good here at the end of 1.
Definitely. With that big save right there by FaZe, Mr. Unfazed keeps that score the way it is right now. Big saves across from both goaltenders right now. We'll go to the tail of the tape and see how this period went. So far, 2 shots in favor for Djurgården, which is new. They're leading shots now for the first time in these 2 games. Time on attack for hREDS is still 3 minutes. A big whopper compared to Djurgården with only having the 1 minute. Let's see what else we got here. Faceoffs 1. hREDS don't need to win faceoffs. So far, they're still trailing in there, and I guess they don't need it.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I mean, Benito having a weaker year on the draws than he's used to. I mean, he's sub 50%. Mumsy coming into today just over 50%. I'm assuming, I mean, although the last game did end with hREDS grabbing that lead towards the end, so Benito definitely making adjustments as games go on. But yeah, the possession play definitely important, but possession's also nice, but you do need to get those shots through, and that's where hREDS has seemingly struggled. It's not for lack of trying. It's just the Djurgården pressure right now is just doing a great job as Villapoika retrieves it once more, sends it down to Domi, pinching in from the point. Ooh, King of Apes was looking for that blocker side, which did have some space on it. Failed to get the shot through as Nicky Dangles sends her through the crease, but no one's home. Domi back out. Oh, that was Benito aiming for that corner. Just didn't make it. Nicky Dangles back up top. Nice little one-touch pass from Domi. Villapoika defending it, tries to send it right into the slot. No one home once again as Djurgården. Dangerous kind of play right there from Djurgården, but he is able to get that puck out. Amadi can't quite break it in. And they fail to get it back on the forecheck as well. So once again, hREDS forcing the turnover at the blue line here. This game still scoreless in the second period. Down low, tried out front, and Villapoika once again on the one-time from a similar location. He scored that game winner from last game. Makes this 1-0 here in the second period for hREDS.
Definitely a big goal in that same spot where we scored the overtime winner. If it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, try something new. So far, it doesn't need to try anything new because they're up right now 1-0 in 15 minutes left in the period.
And that's a huge, huge start there for hREDS in a situation that Djurgården has not found themselves in this series. Surprisingly, they have not found themselves trailing in this series so far, but that's where they found themselves here in the second period. Still plenty of time to get it back as a miscue right there. Amadi was streaking towards the middle, yet his the defenseman back there did the shot off the boards, thinking he would stay where he was. Here's Amadi once again, Strumpin over to Mumsy, who does break it in. Nice low shot, looking for the rebound right there, but turned aside as Nicky Dangles skates away. Benito has to reset to get that. They will probably reset and slow things down. It wasn't quite the cleanest of breakouts that they would have wanted. Djurgården now doing the same. Sent over, again, unable at the blue line. Said that. I feel like I've said that on almost every rush, but that's just how good hREDS is at that blue line. They just continually snuff out the opposition. King of Apes. Over to his defensive partner, Domi, looking for the break-in himself. Nice poke by Strumpin. And Villapoika now taking it in with the pass from Nicky Dangles. Sends it down low. Nicky Dangles opts not to take the wraparound. Resets onto the short side. Can't quite get an opportunity. It was poked away. Sveti trying to send it all the way down. Strumpin may have been able to beat the defenseman there if it rang around the boards, but unfortunately, I believe it went onto the bench.
Hopefully, it was only the bench. If not, it would have been possibly a delay a game. Very close call when you take a slapper like that from the corner.
Especially if it bounces up right there, as we see a slap shot being taken from the point there from King of Apes. Doesn't quite go through once again. Credit to hREDS, though. They continue to try it. Obviously, a big part of their game is getting their defensemen involved, but Djurgården, once again, continuing to get into those shooting lanes here. I can't help but think Djurgården, the preparation that went into this matchup is monumental. With the way they've been playing and the way they've been shutting down a lot of what hREDS want to do, that comes down to preparation. You know, sixes, ECL hockey in general, much more than just the play on the ice. It's all that kind of mental preparedness that goes into it. Nicky Dangles, what a pass to Villapoika. Somehow loses the puck. I think it was poked. That could have been dangerous. What a sauce from Nicky Dangles. They're right back in. Nicky Dangles to Benito. Off the ports. And Villapoika once again off the one hop. I might be being waved off again as it did clip to the ref. And there was contact. I can't help but think that will also be being called back right here. It was Benito crashing into the goaltender. Didn't look pushed in by any means either. And yes, once again, another called off goal. So it could very well be 3-0 hREDS. However, still just 1-0 here.
Definitely big play right there. Good little help, help from the referee right there, making sure that things stay a little calm, things will get a little out of hand and go a little too crazy.
Benito leading it up on the left wing side, breaks it in. Down low, the reset. Sveti doesn't have anyone on the boards. Weirdly shot on by Domi. The puck bounces out. Fortunately, goes to Djurgården. There was a couple of hREDS players right there. Djurgården sending it to the middle. Almost back to Djurgården on the backhand. He would have had some space to put that one home, but couldn't quite get the shot away as the puck just stopped and was picked off before it could get to him. Strumpin looking for the break-in, sends it back to Djurgården, who does get it to Amadi. They get turned away there at the blue line. Nicky Dangles over to Villapoika, well defended by Sveti, who's in his face and breaks that one up. Reset all the way back, and that's Mumsy behind the net. Does get the pass off. Djurgården up to Sveti, now over to Strumpin, cutting to the middle, stick off the skate, and Amadi poking at it. Unfortunately, didn't have the momentum to go get it into the corner boards. Nice little two-man forecheck. They can't get it off. What a hit right there from Sveti all the way up the ice, and that will be a trip. However, I think that was Domi taking it in. Not too sure who got the trip away. Nonetheless, it will be hREDS going to the power play. That is Strumpin.
Your top scorer off on the for a penalty. Big moment here for Djurgården. This is their first penalty kill of the 2 games. Can't wait to see how it goes, and let's see if hREDS can dominate real quickly off the hop.
They have the top power play, so we'll get to see that going to work. They're 41% on the power play, which is ridiculous, and we're going to get a good look at why that is. Look at how the defenseman collapsed around the net. A quick one-timer from the side of Nicky Dangles, and I mean, in just the first 30 seconds, we could see just how lethal hREDS is, wasting no time trying to get those big opportunities. With one less guy out there for Djurgården, it's going to be harder to block those shots that they've been doing all game. They fail to get the puck off the face-off. Nicky Dangles, the King of Apes. King of Apes in front, looking for Benito. That will be snuffed out and covered by Sorsa.
You see, this is why we're casters, and because I don't think I'd be able to handle any of this offensive pressure from hREDS right now. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fierce, and the way they just kind of close in around you like a pack of wolves right there, going for that set face-off play, as we see so often. Doesn't matter what region you're in, doesn't even matter which rendition of NHL you're playing, you'll see that come out. Blocked out by Amadi. Nice pick right there. Oh, the unfortunate saucer pass, just too much ahead of Amadi. Unable to get it. A stretch pass up to finds Domi. Nicky Dangles now over to Villapoika. Can't quite get the stick on it. We will have 30 seconds of carryover power play time into the next period as hREDS fail to capitalize. Djurgården, you got to feel like it's a little bit of an opportunity gone by the wayside there. It's shorthanded or not, it's just unfortunately a missed pass there from Sveti to Amadi. It could have led to at least a chance. And if you remember in that first game, that's how they got that first goal off of a, not shorthanded, but it was a breakaway opportunity.
Definitely. That big play right at the end of the game there was definitely a save by the bell moment. Who knows, they had another 5 seconds or so, they could have probably scored and gotten it up a 2-0 lead instead. Now we'll go to the tail of the tape for the period. I guess we'll wait for that afterwards as they take
Endo,
a look
you don't
back.
get no stats for you, Endo.
No stats for me. We'll take a look at the play right here. Saucer pass up over to get a clearance out for the winger going up top, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like just a little bit off the mark right there, as we do see hREDS, of course, with the pretty firm advantage in the time on attack, now starting to get a few more shots here because of the power play. 80% passing as well, which is that's pretty efficient. It's definitely what something that you want to see there is efficient passing, and that's what leads to all that zone time. So Djurgården will have 30 more seconds of this penalty to kill off here. Quick zone entry, Villapoika has it. They will be able to set up, however, unfortunately, King of Apes just not getting that puck pickup on the boards. Feels bad. I know exactly how that feels sometimes. Domi, unfortunately, goes offside as well, right as Strumpin comes out of the box. So we are back to 5-on-5.
There you go. So far, it looks like that Djurgården defense is looking really well, killing off their first and only penalty kill. So far, so good. Let's see if they can get back here and get a goal real quick.
Around the net, Villapoika going for the wraparound look. So used to saying one-timer with his name attached to it. No, that was indeed a wraparound. Amadi, a quick shot, a weird angle shot. Perhaps was tuning into the broadcast yesterday and said, hey, if I get it at this angle, throw it off. It might bounce off the goaltender and go in. No such luck on that play, but you got to kind of respect it. They haven't had too much zone time. Not a whole lot of pressure on the end. Throw pucks on net. Strumpin trying to creep in there, get a shot away. Jungle Dunk trying to keep that in, does indeed succeed. Amadi out front. Strumpin just couldn't get a stick on it. Back down low to Amadi. Back over to Strumpin. Pressure being applied by the center Mumsy. They do force the turnover eventually. Strumpin back to the point. Jungle Dunk looking for the shot. 2 men in front of that one. They weren't going to allow a deflection chance off that one. No siree. We will see a penalty coming up. I didn't quite catch it. It looks like it's a hook. And that will be Djurgården going to the power play. It happened so quick right there. Unfortunate break, but we get to see Djurgården's power play. What an opportunity.
Looks like a misinput there from Villapoika. And so far, another penalty here for Djurgården. Let's see how they can get it and capitalize.
Benito leading the rush on the penalty kill. Sent over, and it skitters just wide off of a bounce. Strumpin leading back to charge. They fortunately don't get it. Benito right back in. closed off by Sveti here. Djurgården gotta be we gotta be careful. They have a man streaking up the middle. Mumsy, I'm not too sure if they saw it or didn't want to risk that pass. They felt that he could have maybe gotten that pass and split the D right there. Djurgården opts to not go for it. And they will have to reset after another dump. This power play all but over as just 30 seconds remain, but they do gain the line. See if they can establish an attack real quick. Amity looking over to Djurgården. Sends it, doesn't send it around the net. Keeps possession, though. Just a few seconds left. The man will be coming out of the box, but that's a bad turnover there. Benito in on the breakaway. Has a man in support. Benito to the backhand. The flying poke check doesn't connect, but it goes off the side of the net as Villapoika maintains possession to Domi. Domi, the deflection chance, still off the pad of Sorso, who's doing his best to keep his team in this game. Amity has to stop and kind of go sideways, which does put his guys offside. As this game goes on, though, the chances, while they were sparse, seemingly getting a bit more frequent here as the game begins to open up a bit. See what happens off this neutral zone draw. Mumsy does get the tie-up. Amity brings it in. Amity tries a shot, but it gets blocked. Strump back down low to Strumpin once again from the point. Djurgården sauce off the boards. Nice intercept from Djurgården. Mumsy trying to send that in. They will have to tag up, though. They were a step offside. Domi, this little deke off of his foot right there. Could have perhaps been punished for it as Amity was trying to come in, but they still have possession now in the zone. King of Apes takes a shot from the point. That one may have glanced the post. Back up top to Domi. Domi looking down low. Now goes to go down low. Villapoika, though, gets bumped, and we have a 2-on-1 developing here. Amity and Strumpin. Amity looking. Amity with the shot far side. Just goes wide. We'll see almost a stretch pass connecting with, I believe that was Domi way up the play, actually. It's hard to tell with those indicators, but a nice bump right there. Benito will get it. Benito looking for the pass. The late man right there, which I think with these indicators, I think that might have been King of Apes sliding in. Hard to tell. Again, those right D, left D, and centers for the opposite team all look very similar at times. Sveti. Bouncing puck, but they do eventually get the break in. Amity trying to look for that far side glove. Doesn't quite have the shot through. As things are getting a bit dire here with just over 5 minutes left for Djurgården. They need that tying goal. They want to at least try to get this one to overtime. Mumsy has collapsing men. A shot on one knee from Amity. Cannot make it to the back of the net. Step up right there from Djurgården. They are really getting desperate here. A hook will come out. We'll see if the goaltender can make it all the way to the bench. I didn't see him skating initially. Well, I mean, no use in skating. Wasn't going to make there anyway. Djurgården with another power play. But, Endo, what do you think it's going to take for them to finally establish an attack here on the power play?
I think that what they need to do is cycle it well. That's obviously something really easy to say. But I think what they need to do is get to the point and kind of bring in more. And I would say there's some plays that I do when I usually play. And what I would do is get to the point and then take like a sauce pass, like a shot down low, and that way you can get a tip in front. That may be the play they have to do here.
Yeah, they are looking to cycle on the outside. A quick pass into the middle here. Mumsy doesn't quite get connection on it. Amity, a nice block off I believe, the dome of Strumpin. So taking one for the team right there to keep that one in. Shot looking for the deflection, doesn't go. Strumpin has the one-time look, elects to go in front. Mumsy just fanning on that. That could have been nice. Shot on. I don't know if they got the deflection. Either way, it did go wide. They had the man out front. Strumpin keeping in. They are able to sustain right here. Amity on support, gets that puck back. Strumpin gets it once more. Mumsy unfortunately has no one at the point because Sveti read that he needed to come in and support and unfortunately couldn't get back in time. The man out of the box. Nicky dangles, and that power play is over, but much, much better for Djurgården. That being said, they still didn't score, and we are approaching the last minute of real time here. Villapoika taking that puck in. And unfortunately for Sveti, gets caught flat-footed, trying to get aggressive to force the turnover and ends up taking a trip. I was just going to say, now's the time where you don't want to take a penalty because of the real time, because of the time left, and that's Sveti going to the box.
Yeah, this is the moment where you definitely want to take a timeout if you can. As I say that, they go and take a pause, and I believe they are taking a timeout just to regroup and get some energy back because you have that whole minute coming up of real time in the third period. So this could be make it or break. Either play defense and take it out or try and just kill it out and get a fast break. Could be a big movement right now. If they take him twice to overtime, that would be absolutely amazing for a young team like this to show that they're not going to go down without a fight. And taking this timeout right now shows that 100%.
Yeah, they need that energy desperately because they have to counterattack here. They're down by 1, and you see them right there going up, and they're going to take it. Unfortunately, a nice poke right there. Jungle Dunk couldn't quite get it. Mumsy over to, oh, goodness gracious, sorry, that was Nicky Dangles over to Villapoika. Almost gets another one. They keep it. Oh, unfortunate. That one did cross the line. I thought they kept that in right there. So hREDS taking advantage of the aggressiveness, having to come out from Djurgården, as they've done a pretty good job, though, I got to say, of maintaining the stamina. You can see it right there from the center. Mumsy still has near a green bar. They do have the puck sent all the way up. Can't get it, though. Nicky Dangles trying to take that one in. Now Djurgården up to Amity. Send it through. Strumpin looking for Mumsy. They can't connect. What an opportunity right there as they're continuing to be shorthanded. Villapoika going to try to power his way up the middle. Is closed out, and they do force the offside. Still, we're going to judge the team stamina based off of Mumsy's, who is a forward. He would be skating a lot, so about 50% stamina. And that is kind of the lifeline for Djurgården right here as Amity goes off the boards. Finding Mumsy, not quite, unfortunately, and Nicky Dangles, nice spin move, doesn't quite connect, and that saucer pass actually went on net, but Benito has it down low. Now's the time where they can just kill this clock out. That's what they're going to look to do. Passing down low, Djurgården on life support, and I think it's a bit too late right now as Domi kills off the last of the few seconds. A desperation attempt from Jungle Dunk, but unfortunately for them, they drop game 2, so 1 point is not bad, but hREDS maintaining their undefeated streak, now moving to 12-0 with another tight win over this Djurgården team. So losses aside, Djurgården to shut down the #1 offense in the way that they did was absolutely huge here. So credit where credit's due. You only get 1 point out of it, but that was nothing short of a valiant effort from Djurgården.
Definitely. There's something more than just points on the line here. A team that's definitely in the possibility of possible relegation in the certain standings. I think now they're definitely showing other teams that they are still willing to put up a fight. It's a long season. There's a lot more weeks left to go. Can't wait to see how the rest of this team does coming in the near future. Definitely a big moment there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're getting a look at just the lone goal scored for hREDS. So for, again, just 3 goals total. One of them being in overtime there for hREDS. It's not exactly what they're accustomed to. And Djurgården, again, massive credit for their defensive strategies. Just unfortunately, at times when you are looking to shut down a team to at least give yourself a chance, it can turn into that where you're just giving up a lot of zone time. But with the way this game works in the counterattacks, as we are going to get a look at some of these replays right here. Well, the only goal happening is wow, just power move right there. Somehow getting that in. Djurgården kind of probably wondering how that one did make it. Look at the legs and sticks that pass went through to Villapoika, who put that one home. Again, close calls maybe, and Djurgården perhaps not happy about it. But as they say, it is what it is. And that is what that is, a 2-0 sweep in that 2-game set for hREDS here as they take those 2 games over Djurgården, who, again, they do pick up a point. They put up a big fight, but only 1 out of 4 points at the end of the day when they do need to move up the standings. It's pretty tough. Again, it was a very tall order for them going up against hREDS, however, and we do have 1 more matchup for today that we will be going to after a brief break. It will be Goons and IQ going at it, a 7th seed and the 4th seed there, as you can see on screen. And that will be our second matchup of the day. But for now, we will kick it to a quick little intermission break to get a word from our sponsors for you all to rest. Prepare yourselves for the second game, for me to get a drink to coat this throat, which is not used to the play-by-play role. So we'll be hopping out there. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Stick with us, and we'll be right back.